This is Oedipus Rex. I'm here with my lovely wife, Jan Aronius.
Oedipus, not Oedipus, huh?
It was from Airheads.
I figured.
You figured it was from Airheads? How would you possibly?
I figured it's from one of your movies, and I am correct in that he is trying to steal my blanket instead of use the one I laid there for him.
You passed that off though as like you're like, oh, it's obviously from Airheads, the Brendan Fraser / Adam Sandler / Steve Buscemi or Semi.
Buscemi.
Is it Buscemi or is it Buscemi?
Or Buscemi.
Oh no! Don't throw that in there. That's the whole Accio Axio Asio.
It's not Asio. I think everybody can agree it's not Asio.
In the Jim Dale, I think he says Axio. In the movies, they say Asio. Or no, they say Accio, which drove me insane. And we got into this argument on the Star Cruiser. Or I was taking a poll in the bar when I was tipsy, and I was just like yelling to everyone, like, is it Axio, Asio, or Accio?
Where was I for this? Because that sounds embarrassing.
It was embarrassing, but people answered all different answers. And I was like, can we not get consensus? And I was like, accent is spelled A-C-C. Axio is A-C-C-I-O.
Pinocchio.
Exactly. There's other ways of doing it. So I was just like, there's an argument for each one. I guess we need to have JK chime in on that one because she wrote it. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know.
I would think the Jim Dale is the correct one because I feel like you have to.
But she also supervised the movies.
That's true.
So.
Oh, man, this is horrible.
I don't know. And then you have to think that she got like mad about people not pronouncing Hermione correctly, which is why she had
Hermione.
Yeah, which is why she had Victor
Cool.
Her like Hermione.
Yeah,
explain it to Victor so that people would know how to.
When there was like another one that was like Knuts or Nuts.
How's it spelled?
It's Knuts, but if it's just nuts, I'm like, I don't like that. Why was this?
I think it's just nuts. That wouldn't make sense. Knuts.
I always say Knuts to like just so I'm not saying like, oh, he's got 5 nuts. It sounded weird if I was reading it like that.
Oh, let's ask Google.
Google's not gonna know. Google's an idiot. That thing's a stupid head. You don't know nothing.
Do you want me to ask Chat BT then?
Chat BT?
Chat GPT.
I think you just made up some new AI that's like, I only know Harry Potter.
Yeah, it does say
what does it say?
Knut on the.
Oh, so I was pronouncing it right?
Although Pottermore.
Don't bring that into this. Pottermore says Zach's right on both pronunciations. You're really doing a deep dive, it looks like.
It is Knuts.
Oh, thank goodness. I won.
Pottermore has a whole like page on like
pronunciations?
Like the
monetary value.
15 most or like something.
I remember I asked that goblin at Hogwarts like what the exchange rate is between $1 or £1 to a galleon, and he gave me like a roundabout answer of like, oh, it's all about the markets. Da, da, da. I was like, ugh.
Voldemort is actually supposed to be Voldemort.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But we're too stupid to know.
Yeah. French, you know.
It sounds more menacing with the T at the end, though.
Voldemort.
You're like, Voldemort. Voldemort makes him sound a little fancy, you know?
It does make him sound fancy.
I'm not scared of Voldemort, but Voldemort.
I'm not scared of the French.
Oui. It's like, that's why it's called murder and not muck duck. And on that note, the champagne's been popped. The wine is flowing. And you know where we're going. We're going on a backlot tour, and I'm your tour guide, Captain Zach, as we always is Jana.
I was about to say or beans.
I was doing like the Bugs Bunny thing to you, and just
you were Elmer Fudding me,
or
is it Daffy Ducking?
It got so close to working. Yeah. Your brain like broke for a second, like because you were like he got me good.
Well, my brain was like or beans, and then I was just like, wait,
You're like, oh, he got me good.
He did get me good.
He is a clever gentleman and a scholar. Yeah. Tell him what we're talking about today.
We are talking about...
Even though I'm driving, you said.
You are driving the bus today. But we are talking about rare characters in the parks.
We found out a rabbit hole of like characters, like face characters that have been in the parks.
Well, you and I have talked before about, and I'll have like memories of things where like, they were there?
Yeah,
that was
it's
there?
like bizarre ones that you're just like. I have a list of like ones that we did like some deep dives of some videos of like people actually showing like who has been there, and I want to go over like ones that I've seen that are rare and ones that I would like to see again.
I'd like rather talk about like ones that we have actually seen
I
in the
haven't seen
parks.
any of these ones though that I've
Really?
like on this. There's very few on this list that I've seen that are like the rarer ones that I'm like these are never there anymore.
Yeah. Well, and a quick question too. Are we saying it's rare for all parks or just rare for Disney World?
I think I don't know because a lot of those were just in Disneyland Paris. Like that's where they
and Disneyland has a lot that we do not get.
Disneyland had a ton that we didn't have.
Like they always have Pinocchio and Geppetto walking around.
Yeah, that's on the list, and I'm just like, how have we never seen?
Merlin's always there.
I feel like I've seen Geppetto, but not Pinocchio.
Oh, really? I feel like it's the opposite. I'll see Jiminy and Pinocchio.
Isn't Geppetto on the boat in Fantasmic? He's on there.
He is.
Because I'm always like, why is Geppetto there, but not Pinocchio? It's like,
right.
Why is that jabroni there?
Pulling up a video.
Oh, speaking of Pinocchio, Stromboli is one of the ones that we came across that pops up. And I was like, whoa, I've never seen Stromboli.
Okay, but
Stromboli.
We fell down this deep dive and did a little research too about like why the characters were there or why they went away.
Well,
I mean, a lot of times it's obvious.
The number
reasons.
one weird one that was on there that was...
Okay, well, when and where do we want to start?
I want to start with this bizarre one. That was like a blip in time of 5 years. You ready for that one? You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
The Ninja Turtles showing up. It was at Hollywood Studios or MGM at the time. They had, because I always remember that happening, and I was like, why are these here? It doesn't make any sense because they don't own them. It's not their same company. It's because they had a lease on them for like 5 years, right? And then after the 5 years were up, their popularity was kind of down. So they're just like, we're not renewing. And that's basically it. So they had like that little stage show and then they would do it. What are you? You're watching your video. Put it down.
Oh, there's Pinocchio.
Oh, Pinocchio's on the boat too?
Pinocchio and Geppetto.
Okay,
yep.
So they're not that rare, but Stromboli is a rare one then.
Yeah, but they're not like out for meet and greets. So that's another thing
not
too.
Not here, they're not in Florida. They're
So are you talking about like just seeing them, like they're in a parade, they're in a show, or is it like that they are available for meet and greets? I think
it could be like if they're in a parade or a show. Now, no, we'll say more parades and meet and greets because like. You could meet the Turtles, and they had like that 5-year lease, and then like they just were like, now we're good after that. They had like a show. April O'Neil was there, and it's just weird because in that time period they had a bunch of other weird ones. Let's go into those because your favorite was there too, being Barbie.
Oh, I was like, where are you going with this?
Like Barbie was there for a while too. I don't think we ever found out like how they managed that. I'm sure they just licensed it for a little bit, but like it wasn't super popular apparently.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because I always thought that the Barbie show was really popular, and I know like the year that she was there. So for reference,
limo, didn't they?
For reference, they had Barbie's 35th birthday party.
Which was the
Epcot.
show? Okay, it's Epcot. Okay,
it was at Epcot in the America Pavilion. So back like this would have been 1993, 94.
Oh, I thought it would have been earlier than that.
No, okay. They had the special promotion going with select Barbies that if you bought them, you could get this VHS of Barbie's birthday party for a penny, and
that's a deal.
It was a deal. So like I got my actual, what is my favorite Barbie that I've ever owned.
Princess Di?
No. It was
Bicentennial Barbie?
No, I'm trying to think of what the actual name is.
You don't even know.
It is. She's in my office upstairs. It's not Totally Hair Barbie. It is.
The Totally 80s one?
No. She has like you could put like sparkles in her hair. It came with like.
I actually remember the commercial for this.
Gel. Yeah.
They would like comb the hair and it would like change.
Yeah,
that one.
Kinda. No, well, it's like a gel thing that you would put in her hair, and it's driving me.
It's my favorite
insane.
one. I just don't know what it is.
It was Teresa that I got. She was always my favorite. But
I've never heard of Teresa.
Yes, her name was Teresa.
Teresa.
And
all right.
I loved her. But yes, so I got her, and she was the one that came with like the VHS for like a penny. And
Did you get the VHS?
oh, of course. And we watched that thing all the time because, too, it was just like we grew up going Disney, but we only went once a year. And so it was like we were getting to see Disney without being at Disney. So it was kind of like filling that
Wait, so
desire.
it was the live show at Epcot that you bought?
So I've made you watch this before.
Oh, God, did you? I already blocked it out.
Or Olivia watched it with me at least.
Okay, it wasn't me.
Because you can find it on YouTube.
I blocked it out successfully if you make me watch it, though. Okay, just so you know.
And I know my sisters have gone back and watched it on YouTube also. But it was like these two younger girls, like preteens, like taking you through World Showcase, and everybody's celebrating Barbie's birthday, and they're making like all these special things and like cultural stuff for Barbie. And then it all culminates with like her big birthday party, and they're doing this big show at the America Pavilion. And so then like the show is going to be running, for the America Pavilion, like going forward.
Did you ever get to see the show?
I did not. So when we went that year, at Christmas time, they did have like a Barbie and Skipper meet and greet, and I did that, and I have pictures with them still.
Man, we need to see that.
I will share them on Instagram with this episode.
Where are they? I've never seen these.
I feel like I have shown them to you, but they're in one of my scrapbooks.
Oh, this is gonna be wild.
So
you did meet one of the rare ones then.
I met both of them, and I was so excited. I remember my Aunt Becky took me to meet them. I think my mom might have been at Pleasure Island or something, and Aunt Becky was watching us for the night. So I don't fully remember.
How long was the line?
I mean,
8 hours.
When you're like 7, 8 years old,
20 minutes feels like an eternity.
Yeah, it was probably like 20 minutes, but it was like, so much fun.
Because everyone's got their disposable cameras.
Yeah.
So do you think that's the rarest character you've ever met then? Because that hasn't been back since, right?
No, she's never been back since. That's probably like the shortest lived. Also, that Barbie's birthday party movie, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. It's a good 30-minute watch. Absolutely love it. I thought about watching it earlier today.
I think from watching the video, it sounds like the shortest lived was the Black Cauldron characters.
Yeah, those might have been.
Like they actually had, I can't remember their names, but like it was the prince, not the prince. He was like the hero of the show, and like the princess, and they had like this terrifying.
I was going to say Eowyn, but that's not her name.
It's like I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but like they had them out for when that movie dropped, and then very quickly they left. And then there's like this weird, like Horned King. Was that in Paris? It was like terrifying looking.
Oh yeah, that was like the thing of nightmares.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, I want to see this, because I mean, I don't think the Horned King ever existed in a face character. I don't think that was a thing. Have like a giant skull walking around, but
glitter hair Barbie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the people from Black Cauldron. I was like, that's not her name.
Oh man, the one I have is going for like $70+ on eBay.
Oh my goodness. Let's get back into this.
Okay, yeah.
So like, I mean, I can just breeze through some of these ones that I'm just like that we saw. I don't need to talk about it, but like,
let's talk about the ones that we actually know first, and then we can go through like the
ones that we know. What do you mean?
Like the ones that we've actually experienced.
I feel like the rarest one I've experienced is Lewis. I don't think I've experienced a rarer one than him. That was at that Moonlight Magic. Because I don't think I've ever seen him since.
Yeah,
right?
So this is the thing. Like with these rare characters, Disney will usually bring them out, if they're going to, for special events. So you're talking about like the after hours parties, Mickey's Not So Scary.
There's a few they mentioned that I never even heard of. So I was like, I don't know what that is.
Moonlight Magic for DVC.
Anniversary, like kind of things. Like
so the villains one that they were talking about on the show that a lot of them were coming on, pre-COVID, the after hours parties were themed. And a lot of them
villains,
were.
Like
so it's like
hours.
A villains after hours party. Yeah.
I think the only time I've seen like the better Hades, not in a show, was during our race. Like where we had the one with actual like the big head on it, not like the guy in makeup.
That's what it used to always be.
But then like they changed it to like the weird makeup, which I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like this needs to be a costumed character, not a face character, in my opinion.
Well, no, some of those face characters were really super rare, because remember we saw like Mulan in the Ping outfit?
Yeah.
was one they do in like.
No, I'm saying that Hades needs to be
Oh yeah.
a costume
he definitely
character,
needs to be
not a
costume.
face character.
Is that how he differentiates costume versus face?
Yeah, a face
Okay.
character is, like the princesses.
I thought you were saying we like not counting that. I'm like, oh, there were some rare ones on there.
No. And costumes, like the full, like Mickey Mouse,
Well, what's the rarest one you think you've seen besides Barbie then?
Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I don't think I ever went when there was an Ace Ventura show. That one's wild to me.
Again, that one was short-lived.
Makes no sense. Why it
made no sense. We were confused when we saw it. Like, so he used to just do like this. I was probably 10.
Are you sure this wasn't at Universal? This was here.
This was at MGM. Look it up. And
phone's too far.
Like I was probably like 10. So you know how splotchy that memory can be, but it seemed like in my memory we were just like walking down the streets of America.
He just goes
and comes through like a car or something, and he like it's like on the loudspeaker and everything, and he starts scaling one of the buildings while talking and everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
And
that's what Ace Ventura did in the movies.
Like I think the premise was like he was like saving like a rare white bat or something.
Well, that was from the second one. It was a white bat for the guano.
Yeah. And he would do like a short.
So this is like When Nature Calls is coming out
after.
Then. This is When Nature Calls era.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So that's your rarest, you think?
I mean, probably besides Barbie.
I mean, I think we've seen some in parades that I'm just like, that you don't see that often, but like.
We didn't stop and meet him. We just like stopped and watched the show.
I'm just thinking like of ones.
Hercules.
Hercules is one you never see.
Hercules was one that it was 2000, end of 2002.
When you saw Hercules, do you see like Panic and Pain and Meg and like stuff too?
I don't remember.
Because they were there in some of those shots we saw.
It was our annual Christmas trip, and we saw Hercules, and we were like, let's go meet Hercules. And
he was so strong.
He was so strong. His skirt was so short. Like unbelievably shorter than what we saw in those videos. And it was like, I feel like it was actually like the pleats,
Yeah.
Like not just a straight like skirt.
Not an actual shirt. It was actually like real like leather strips or something.
Yeah. It definitely looked better than what we saw in those videos.
They like the fake muscle
I think I have that picture.
That's
somewhere
a rare
too.
one.
I'll have to find that.
I mean, that's like almost. We saw a bunch of ones with like Phoebus would show up, and like Hunchback and all them.
Also at Hollywood Studios, and this is probably like another episode that we could discuss all this in, but all the shows that they used to have at Hollywood Studios.
We should.
So they did have for a limited time after Hunchback of Notre Dame came out.
There's a Hunchback show?
There was a Hunchback show.
Fascinating.
Yeah. There's also a Pocahontas one too.
I think the only person I've seen from that is actually Frollo. I feel like I've seen him at one of our like after hour things.
Yeah. And I feel like
not so scary. That's probably where I saw him.
I feel like they should have Esmeralda. Like, I would love to see Esmeralda. And it's like, these are good, like, opportunities in Epcot, too, in France to...
Yeah, just bring out some of these characters.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many... Like Bianca and Bernard we saw, and I was just like... I feel
We've seen them.
Have I seen them?
We've seen them at one of the parties.
Okay.
They always, they always get such a long line.
I want to see Medusa pop up.
That'd be interesting.
She'd be a fun one to see.
Yeah.
Just the gators.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other remember the weirdest one was like what was the dude from Aristocats, the butler?
Oh, Edgar.
I was
so
like,
in Paris,
what?
Disneyland Paris, they have had Edgar there in the past.
I think that was one of the weirdest ones.
It was, and he was not recognizable.
Yeah, it's like I'd be like,
Edgar.
wait, who's this guy? They're like, oh, it's Edgar. But like the face characters, they never get people that are old enough.
Yeah, and
like,
that's always been kind of like a peeve of mine. It's like, when you've got like Lady Tremaine.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Lady Tremaine we saw. I was like, she's
Fairy
like
Godmother. It's like, get your like 50-plus-year-old women.
Yeah.
Who want to be these face characters and have the talent and the looks for it. Yeah,
because like they're the same age as the stepdaughters.
Yeah, and it's weird.
Like, this is weird.
They're just throwing a gray wig on her.
Yeah, it's just I don't buy it, guys. We're never gonna see him. I feel like, but Mowgli popping up was one of the weirdest ones.
Weird.
It was weird because he had like a fake shirt, but not shirt. Like he was like wearing a shirt that was making him look like he wasn't wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and then during
there was some where he wasn't wearing a shirt, but then they have like one that's like leaves.
The Narnia time frame.
Oh my goodness, the Narnia stuff was weird.
Yeah, they had like
The
the
White
White
Queen.
Queen and Prince Caspian on a horse.
This is like that was before we started going, I think, regularly, right?
So
we
so
just missed it.
for the White Queen, yes, that was before we started going probably before we even started dating.
It was that was like where a Man in His Dream were pretty much
Around
that area.
that area, that area has changed so much.
Because it was
but
a
it was
Jack
like over
Sparrow
there.
thing, right?
Yeah.
At one point, and then it was
Yeah.
like the Narnia thing.
And when we saw it, it was Prince Caspian,
Yeah.
and they like at that point
It
it
was
was
just a
literally
walkthrough.
just a walkthrough, and it had like Aslan's table
And it was props, and that was it, and like clothes.
yeah, and that was it.
And when we saw like the White Queen doing like a scene, like we were just like, "What is this? How do we miss this?" And then like a Caspian on a horse,
And she looked good too.
and Caspian looked like like
Yeah.
a jigsaw. So I was like, "This is wild."
You say Jigsaw, that's probably like his least known role of everything
What?
he's done.
The
Ben Barnes
T-Mobile guy.
is who he's talking about. Ben Barnes.
Oh, you mean the guy from Brink?
He is not. He looks nothing like that guy.
Dreamfinger. Oh, Dreamfinder. It's a
Dreamfinger. Ew.
Dream.
I don't like the way that sounds.
That's Dreamfinder is one of those ones I feel like they should just bring back, and have like him with the Figment puppet. Figment's there. I liked the Figment character when we saw him. That was cool.
I loved meeting Figment. He was so excited.
But imagine if like the Dreamfinder were there with the Figment like hand puppet. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, but then that also means you have to talk to the Dreamfinder.
Yeah, but he seems cool. He's like a laid back, chill dude.
Yeah, it would be very cool. It would be very cool.
Just
though.
just bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, like who else you got that are rare?
I mean,
Have we seen the Bolt characters? Have we seen those ever, or that we just never have? Right.
I think we've seen Bold. I don't think we've seen Mittens.
That was another one, the couple that popped up in there,
Mm.
and I was like, huh, that's ones we just never see. You know what they should have is the hamster and the giant ball, like, rolling around. That'd be wild.
That'd be so difficult.
That'd be so dangerous. He just
Yeah.
runs people over.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that.
That'd be kinda
Maybe
awesome.
during a parade.
Oh, we have seen this one, and I don't think it's rare, but I guess it's only at, like, Mickey's Not So Scary as Barbosa. And he's on the ship. But then they showed a video of him doing a meet and greet at Disneyland. And I'm not sure what it was for, but he was like in front of the Pirates ride,
Yeah.
and actually it was a much better Barbosa, like an older one.
Right.
I've got I on my list I have like I think my most rare one actually besides Lewis, Bunsen and Beaker, when they did that puppet show like in the middle of Epcot, remember?
Yeah.
When it was like
yeah.
that like awesome like animatronic that was like controlled by people, like they were interacting with people.
Or-
That one was my favorite. I think.
Over at Hall of Presidents.
When the Hall of Presidents, when all the Muppets were performing, that was awesome. But like the Bunsen and Beaker thing, I think was maybe my favorite like sighting, and that just went away so fast. And I was like, why did you get rid of this? Because I absolutely loved that.
You know, COVID ruined a lot of things.
This was after, I thought.
I don't remember. It's all
But
blur.
it was like, if you're not aware of what this was, like they were on this like weird rocket thing, and it was Bunsen and Beaker, and there was a puppeteer controlling them, and they were actually asking the audience questions and responding, and like, it was like Monsters Inc. in that sense, where it was like, hey, ask, like we're gonna be, actually interacting with the audience. It's not like a pre-made thing or something like that. So it was awesome. I loved it, and then it just kind of disappeared. Like we only saw it once, and I was like, that's my rarest one, I think.
Anything Muppets is going to be super rare now.
I feel like another rare one that like you don't see as much from is Emperor's New Groove, because we saw like I've never seen Yzma, I've never seen Kronk, and I've never
Rob
Gronkowski. I've never seen Kronk. I've never seen like Kuzco. I don't think I've seen anything from that ever. Have you?
No.
We saw Yzma on the thing, and it looked really good.
It did, but I still think that they need to be making an Emperor's New Groove roller coaster.
And then they'll have those face characters come out,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So with a lot of these characters like Emperor's New Groove, Black Cauldron, Atlantis, Tarzan.
Atlantis is another one that like was wild.
Like with all of those, I think they kind of go in knowing that's going to be a limited run.
Yeah.
Because it's usually just to be
Just for the releases.
promoting the movies, and they may have them for a year. I mean, like
Unless you're like a prince or a princess, I don't think it's sticking around kind of thing. I feel
right.
Because you don't even see Genie. like, which is wild to me.
Yeah, and when we were on the treasure, Jeannie was
Yeah, we saw
there a
Jeannie on
lot.
the treasure. Yeah.
Yeah, which was fun.
Well, also, wait,
And Captain Hook
Captain
and
Hook and Shmi were there. Like
Shmi?
Shmi. I just call him
Shmi Skywalker.
I just call him Shmi.
Well, it's Smee.
I don't care what it is. He's Shmi to me. But like,
That's Anakin's mom.
there's another rare one that was on the boat. Who else?
I
was
mean,
it?
Aladdin is kind of rare,
Yeah,
especially Aladdin as Prince Ali.
Prince Ali.
Now, talk about like super rare now, who used to be very accessible.
Who?
Merida.
Yeah, Merida's like nowhere.
Yeah.
They're like, get rid of her. She's a redhead.
They used to have Tinkerbell for a meet and greet.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
we had a good picture with like Olivia when she was like 2 or 3.
yeah. She used to be in Adventureland doing meet and greets, and then they moved her to the theater on Main Street.
Merida had her own spot, and now it's Encanto, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. So now it's like you may be able to catch Merida in the parade. But yeah, they don't do Tinkerbell there anymore. You can still find her at Disneyland and Pixie Hollow, but not Disney World, unfortunately.
I mean,
Except, like a parade.
You also got I feel like I've seen these, but like the Disney Afternoon cartoons, like all like the Tailspin characters, and like Launchpad and like DuckTales.
They still
Gummy bears.
usually save like Rescue Rangers
I feel like they've popped up before, right?
and Tailspin.
Yeah.
We've really only seen them at Jollywood Nights.
That's all we've seen of it.
Yes, because they put them over next to Indiana Jones.
We saw Judy Hopps and Nick at like a dance party in the middle of like
At
Tomorrowland.
Moonlight Magic, and
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck was there too.
Yeah, that was it. Okay, Darkwing. Okay, because I was like, I know I've seen Darkwing Duck somewhere, but
Yeah.
like those are other ones that like we just don't see that often. You don't see Scrooge McDuck that often.
Yeah.
They had like
Huey, Dewey,
they
Louie.
mentioned Cornelius Coote, and I was just like, whoa, these are just some of these other weird ones that are just like in the weeds. I feel like of these shows, but
Yeah. And they used to, especially when we first started going, Marie would always be doing meet and greets at right when you walk in on Main Street where like the flagpole is and the bench of Roy and Minnie, and she would always be there, and now she is like nowhere to be found.
I feel like in the Disney Paris they were, along with Scat Cats, you could see like all of them.
Yeah, but again, like Disneyland Paris, they just have characters everywhere.
Oh, that's the other thing. They had to Meet the Robinsons, like all of them, not
and
just.
they looked really good.
Because we've seen Bowler Hat Guy during a parade, and before I saw the movie, I was like, "Who is this weirdo? Like, who's this weirdo in a bowler hat?" But the other characters, like the actual main characters, like they looked good. Like, I'm like, I get it. That's not a popular property, but like, I don't know. It'd just be fun to just throw them out there one day. Just be like, hey, walk around. And just really confuse people. Just like, hey, go walk around.
So now here's a little tip too.
Don't tell them.
So like whenever like new cast members are starting to train to be characters, they will take them on trial runs, and they will typically put them in rare character costumes. So, they can't be screwing up as Mickey Mouse. So you have a high chance of meeting rare characters.
Where?
In America at
Nice.
Epcot.
They just say in American in general.
So if you're facing the American Adventure and Regal Eagle,
It's just right next to the bar.
go to the left. No, it's not right next to the bar.
But just go to the left.
You
and the
have to
left.
go down from the bar.
Yeah.
So it's like this little alleyway, essentially, that goes back to like a cast members only area that is separate from the rest of the pavilion. And that is where they will bring out characters, like rare characters who are cast members in training, to do meet and greets.
I don't think I've ever walked by and seen anyone but like
I
once
have.
maybe.
I can't remember who. And then at resorts, every once in a while, they'll do rare characters doing meet and greets. Like a lot of times when Jack and Sally are training for the Halloween party, they'll have them. I see them a lot at like Beach Club and Boardwalk.
Another one I saw pop up that I would love to see, but I don't think they do it like ever, was actually having Hondo Onaka come out and walk around. I don't know what that was for, but like I saw him in full costume, like walking around and meet and greet, and I was just like, whoa, that's kind of wild. I don't know if it was here. I think it was in California.
Probably California, because they get all the cool Star Wars characters.
You're just like Hondo just walking around. I'm like, this is wild.
But if that would probably have been to promote
But just
Galaxy's
what-
Edge and
or
Millennium Falcon.
Smuggler's
Yeah.
Run when it came out. Okay. I mean, that's one of those ones that I'd be like, yep, I'd like to see that. Bugs Life characters are another one that I have marked off. That's like a really. I don't think I retired those a while ago. It said right.
Yeah, and Olivia and I saw them at Moonlight Magic at Animal Kingdom 2 years ago.
Oh, so you saw? Was it Flick and like?
It was Flick and
Dot?
Princess Ada.
No, Dot.
Dot would be way too small.
No, you could do it. Animatronics.
Yeah, it was Flick and Princess Ada.
Okay, so the other super weird one that we came across that I don't know if I ever saw this, but maybe I did, was Power Rangers. Did we ever see this?
No. And I know we didn't because they were showing Power Rangers, like the ones well after we would have
like
been
Xeon
watching.
or what Zeo or it was all those other ones.
Like the crazy costumes.
But like Disney owned Power Rangers for a blip. And then like after,
and you could find their costumes in
those
Hollywood
were in MGM,
Studios on
but
display.
They after a while I think it sounds like they got sick of owning them and sold them back to Saban, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a weird one. Bonkers was another one.
I loved Bonkers.
Like I was like, I'm surprised that this even ever happened. Was Bonkers showing up? Oh, I know another rare one I've seen, the Penguin from Mary Poppins. That's another one.
Bird is kind of rare too for a meet and greet. Like he's always in Phantasmic, and I think one of the parades. But
yeah, we did a meet and greet with him.
To actually meet,
he was there like full on.
He was. I met him with the Penguin at Jollywood.
Oh, that was Jollywood. That's right. I was like, that wasn't something normal.
That's why I want to go to Jollywood again.
Jollies.
Yes.
I think I saw this when I was a kid, and this is another one of those really weird outlier anomalies. Was Dick Tracy characters?
Yeah, I remember that as a kid, very, very vaguely.
Because they were kind of terrifying looking. Because if you've seen Dick Tracy, all the characters are just bananas, like Littleface and like the Tramp, and they just have like hyper stylized weird
very
makeup,
cartoon looking.
Yeah, very cartoon, very odd,
and
like but it was like such a weird. What year did Dick Tracy come out? Like 91?
I don't know. That's your area.
Oh, you're not gonna help me on that one.
No. One also that like I completely forgot about. I saw it on Instagram like a few months ago. Rocketeer.
There's a Rocketeer?
There was a Rocketeer doing a meet and greet, and I sent it to Chris too, and he was just like, "My costume's better," kind of thing. It's just like, yeah, it is. But
that's like a no-brainer. Also, to like have it like
it was to like promote the movie.
Come out at like MGM. Mm-hmm. Like you have the rocket. Okay, the secret. There's a little nod to the Rocketeer at the Coke stand, right in front of Echo Lake,
where you get frozen Coke.
Yeah, you get frozen Coke. They have the Rocketeer pack. And the helmet's there too, I think, right?
The helmet is too.
It's just like in the back, and it's just like there. And I'm like, why don't you guys do anything with this?
Yeah. They have the Rocketeer.
And I'm going to my favorite one, which I do remember seeing on occasion, but it was everywhere when the park opened, was Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
And this is the one I'm like, please bring this. Don't bring Jessica in there.
I remember Roger being there. I loved
the way they do
much.
Jessica Rabbit is not a like.
It's terrifying. It's like Heidi Klum's Jessica Rabbit.
It's like a weird fuzzy head, like like a really weird looking.
Look it up, or even at least just like
terrifying.
Google Heidi Klum Jessica Rabbit, and that's what it looks like.
It's just bizarre, and like I don't know it. But they used to have Roger Rabbit everywhere when MGM opened because it came out like almost the same year. So like, and that's just one of those ones I'm like, oh come on. Oh no, but the reason they don't do it now was because Spielberg didn't sign up. Spielberg owned 50% of the rights to Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. And then when they went to him to say, hey, we want to do Roger Rabbit 2, he was like, no, I don't like this.
Spielberg has been so impactful with Universal and their films that when Universal started creating their own resorts, they asked him what he would want a resort to be themed as. And he had just come from Portofino in Italy with his wife on vacation, and he fell in love with it. And he was like, Portofino. And so the team members there, the creative team there, worked with him and everything. And that is how they got Portofino Bay Resort at Universal. It was all because of Spielberg.
Well,
he helped with that.
After that
was a little sidetrack.
After that whole thing, Eisner was just like, well, no, we're not gonna have Roger Rabbit here anymore, I think. And they just kind of got rid of him because of Spielberg. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Spielberg. And I don't think they worked together. I don't think he ever did anything with Disney until BFG. I think that was the last thing he actually did. Was that 10 years ago, probably. but it was like a long stretch between producing Roger Rabbit,
What does BFG stand for?
Big Friendly Giant.
Okay.
Anyways, Roger Rabbit's one of those ones that I'm just like, I wish he would just like, for like one of these Moonlight Magics or something, bring Roger Rabbit
Just
back.
come on out.
Just come on out.
Yeah.
Just like maybe, Oh, and he had Eddie Valiant in the parade, in the one we saw also, which was another wild thing. They were handcuffed together, which is weird because it looked like they were holding hands. Remember, they were just like, hey.
I don't think they were handcuffed. I think they were just holding hands.
I don't know. I think this was supposed to be the handcuff gag, I thought.
Well, yes, but I don't think they were handcuffed.
Oh, the other one.
For safety, probably.
The other rare one I forgot that I probably seen when I was a kid was the Three Little Pigs. They used to be like a staple back in the day, but like I definitely would have seen that in a parade.
Right. There was one I thought of and now I've completely forgotten.
Was it Sword in the Stone characters? Have we seen Merlin before? I feel like I've seen him. We've seen Madame Mim.
Well, Madame Mim is at Disneyland during Oogie Boogie Bash only.
Really? I thought we've seen her here.
No, we have seen videos here of Oogie Boogie Bash.
I've seen it in the TV. I know I've seen it. I could have sworn I've seen Madame Mim there before.
No.
All right. Have we seen Merlin then?
I don't think so.
Huh. Have we seen Wart?
No. Definitely not.
I think that was pretty much all of mine that were like Bananas Foster. Oh, Blue Fairy's another one that's kind of hard to see, but like.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? The new parade opening, Starlight Parade, will be led by the Blue Fairy. Opens July 20th at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Who's a character like that you would just be like, I want to see this? Like, this is a character I need to see.
I mean, there are probably quite a few. I think it'd be cool if they had like Sally Slater doing meet and greets. Tightrope
like
Girl.
all the stretching portraits, maybe?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of...
Especially doing like Mickey's Not So Scary.
I do like it when they have like during the Halloween party when there's like that woman out in the graveyard and the guy like doing their thing. That's always fun. But yeah, if it was like a Sally Slater or like Constance out there, that'd be kind of cool. Constance sitting on a gravestone with an axe.
Or Younger as the Bride.
That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Have we not seen a bride there?
I think maybe during the parade did they have her?
She's in the parade, I think, but I'm like, has she been like out in the ride before?
No.
No? Okay. That's what you'd want to see though?
Well, I mean, just let me think. Sometimes recording in here in this room, it's hard to think of things that are not Haunted Mansion.
You're like, something with Haunted Mansion. Oh, shoot. No. Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I mean, I don't know who else you could get.
I mean, if you are into the characters, like that is a highlight for you, you should definitely consider going to the after hours events, like the after hour parties, the Mickey's Not So Scary, Oogie Boogie Bash, Jollywood Nights.
Do you remember
Mickey's Very Merry.
Weird ones during the races? Like, because that's the other place I remember seeing weird
They would
ones.
have them there.
I mean, they had a whole Nautilus out.
They had the hyenas and
hyenas. Yeah, that's another one that we saw. That was a weird one. There was weird meet and greets, so I can't remember though. Now, like who? Because I was just
if you're interested
them.
in the characters, though, consider going to some of the parties because
you definitely see weird ones.
They will always bring out the more rare characters for those.
Yeah. It sounds like most of these just come out for movie promotion and they just get shuttered. Like
absolutely loved meeting Jose and Panchito.
Yeah, you
absolutely loved it.
I could tell you were crying. I was sitting on the bench really far away. This is an animation courtyard, and I was just like
at Jollywood.
I was just like, I'm just gonna go drink my drink over here and just chill. And I could see you like he was dancing and you were crying, and I was just like, yeah, I could tell from like
it was happy tears.
I was like 200 feet away. I was like, I can tell she's crying.
Well, I was in my feelings.
What about Princess Leia? Would you like to meet her if she ever came?
No, because I'm just gonna.
You're like, you're not Carrie.
Yeah, and like the one we saw from like Star Wars Night at Disneyland, like she looked good, But I'm just
not
like
Carrie Fisher.
You're not Carrie Fisher. How dare you stand where she stood?
Who's walking around in Galaxy's Edge right now? It's Boba Fett, Mando, and Finnick.
And I don't know if Hera's still there or not.
Hera was walking around?
Yeah.
Is Ahsoka at ours?
Oh my gosh. And Hera, her makeup was so good. So freaking good. Like, and it's just like, why couldn't you do this in the show?
Yeah, they had, like, it was so flat in the show.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's like they don't know how to contour or highlight or anything.
Like there's
Add any
cosplayers
kind of depth.
like just showing you guys up left and right.
Well, they showed them up at the parks. It's like,
you're clearly able to do this, but you
Yeah.
just don't want to.
oh, Jabba. Can I have Jabba the Hutt out?
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I would be on board with that. And he has like a salacious crumb, just like laughing at everybody.
Oh my gosh, I would steal him.
Take us home.
All right. Well, no. First,
Oh yeah, do your thing.
if you'd like to plan your own Disney vacation, be sure to reach out. I'd love to help you with that.
She would.
Yes, it is where my dopamine hits come from. You can email me, Jana@castleboundtravelco.com, or DM me on Backlot Tours or at castlebound_Jana on Instagram. And you can find us, our podcast, on Instagram or backlottours.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow.
Oh, that was my line.
Well,
Take us home.
there's a great big pretty okay tomorrow.
And it's shining at the end of every day. Mo-ah-ah.